Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Thank you, YouTube. Thank you, subscribers, viewers, and supporters of this channel. We are still in the middle of the implementation, the early part in the implementation of ISO 14001 version 2015. We are doing now environmental aspects impact evaluation on an environmental aspect called dirty spill kit, or usually referred to as contaminated spill kit, from an activity which is diesel transfer. I believe you have seen this in our earlier videos. And in this particular video, the evaluation criteria chosen is legal. What is the legal impact, legal environmental impact caused by the environmental aspect dirty spill kit? Before we go on, I implore to all my Muslim brothers and sisters, please do not watch this video if you're already in a mosque for Friday khutbah or attending any religious lessons any part of the world. Thank you very much. Please switch off this video. I love you for that, and I wish all of you, all of us, in fact, Jannatun Naim. Now, let us go on into the recap. I always need to recap this to remind myself and probably yourself of where we are as far as the implementation of ISO 14001. Please remember, the ISO 14001 version 2015 environmental management system is about managing environmental aspects. How? By fulfilling compliance obligation and addressing risk and opportunities. That's the definition of environmental management system as per ISO. Now, environmental aspects are elements of our organization's activities, products, and services that interacts or can interact with the environment. All right, that is the definition of environmental aspect. So as far as where we are now, we are here. Let me show you. We are now doing this, what we call environmental aspects impact evaluation. We have done this. Identification of environmental aspect has been done. It is shown in our previous video titled Input Output Analysis. You could browse those videos and take a look how we define them based on life cycle perspective. Now, what is important here is, why do we do evaluation in the first place? Is to determine this. Which environmental aspects? Because once we have identified all our environmental aspects, there are going to be an array of aspects. It could be by the hundreds or even by the thousands, depending on the size, nature, and scale of our organization, of our activities, of our processes. Therefore, this is very important. Early part, the heart of the system. Early part, this is very important. Do not go wrong when we do this. Okay? Once and when we evaluate, we are able to determine which are among our environmental aspects most significant than the others, so that we are able to choose which one to manage at a higher level, moderate, and lower level. So ISO did not mention how would you go about evaluation, how you go about evaluation, how you do the scaling, how you do the rating, which scale or which score to which score shall be significant. ISO leave it to us. It's the luxury of our discretion to decide, okay, and choose. So the knowledge of which environmental aspects are more significant than others, which of our environmental aspects are significant ones, is quite important. It helps us select, it helps us focus or narrow down our effort in improving the position of our company as far as environmental management is concerned. On top of that, once we have all these significant aspects known to us, what we can do is we can start to formulate our environmental policy then. Please do not do the policy before we know what we are dealing with, okay? And then we start to go on into what they call selecting what are our environmental objectives. The top management has got to decide what you want to do for your company in terms of environmental management. How would the company commit in environmental management? So these are all our objectives, and these are all then be followed with what we intend to do. And when we arrive to what we intended, that is called the intended outcome as far as the standard is concerned. And it consists of objective, targets, and also EMP, stands for Environmental Management Program. Who, do, what, when, and how much, how many man hour, how much monetary, etc. These are all in the EMP. And the most important thing I have designed for you, what we call the dashboard, or the aspects impact tabulation, which include all this, what ISO 14001 version 2015 wanted. We have included in our dashboard this environmental performance, because this standard is particular about enhancement, improvement of our environmental performance, and also legal compliance or other compliance obligations, fulfillment, and also achieving our environmental objectives. These are part of what is our intended outcome. So we got to spell it out precisely, and we have got to be open about it, right? Now let's take a look at the what they call previous video, what we have done in terms of how we identify environmental aspects. This is it. This is in our previous video, and I would like to display before you where is the what they call dirty spill kit is, and it is situated as an output environmental aspects. Therefore, if you could take a look at the red font on its right, the environmental impact associated to spill kit is actually soil contamination. So we'll do this particular aspect. These are some samples of the previous videos related to diesel, and also the how we identify aspects for diesel transfer is over here. Please check this out, okay? And this is explaining diesel in life cycle perspective as per recommended by ISO 14001 version 2015. Now this is the dashboard. This is a very important tabulation where, as top management, as steering committee, ISO 14001 as the environmental management representative, and all heads of department, it is an important representation of our environmental aspects, because this is tabulated based on our array or different activities and processes. So we address every activity, every processes, and identified all the environmental aspects involved in those processes respectively. I just chose 3 aspects from diesel transfer for the sake of this knowledge sharing, because the concept and philosophy is what I intended to pass on to you for you to go and expand further, deeper, okay? So in this video, we're going to talk about legal. How is dirty spill kit an environmental aspect be an environmental impact in legal terms? What, in other words, what are the legal impact derived from the presence of our dirty spill kits in our environmental management system? So we have done magnitude, which is 10, as you can see here. We have done severity, we got 8. So today, or this video rather, let's take a look at The evaluation criteria. Now, these criteria is not set by ISO. This is based on my experience, my personal experience in environmental law in this country since 1984. And there are a lot of amendments up to this day. And for this particular video, we are discussing Dirty Spill Kit, which in this country is subscribing to a very important environmental regulation under the Environmental Quality Act, a subsidiary of the main act, which is known as Environmental Quality Schedule Waste Regulation 2005. All right, a very high penalty. And please remember, always remember this, we are dealing with what is the aspect, Dirty Spill Kit. And also, please do not forget, I've made this mistake before, that's why I'm reminding everybody so that you don't make my same mistake. Please remember that we are dealing with what type of aspect? Output. Sometimes people may confused. The environmental impact associated to contaminated spill kit is soil contamination, not resource depletion. If a fresh spill kit, a brand new spill kit, then the environmental impact is looked upstream. Therefore, it comes from resources, and we can say resource depletion. But we're talking about spill kit which is contaminated, used. The life cycle from there on is downstream. Where does it go next? So in this case, this particular contaminated spill kit or dirty spill kit is a scheduled waste, and it has got to be managed according to the law. Now here is the law. Where are we? You can pause this video and read the rest. So we are here because this particular aspect is subscribing to the Malaysian Environmental Quality Act 1974, and also it is, yes, stipulated in one of the subsidiary regulation, as I said earlier, which is Schedule Waste Regulation 2005. And yes, there is an enforcement by the department onto this particular factory. We have seen directives. There you are. We have seen records of what they call it, field citation, something like that is a practice in Malaysia. So it scores 5. It has never been compounded before. This company has never been to court before, so it's out. And they have never been issued some form of prohibition order before, so 6, 7, and 8 doesn't apply. So apparently number 5 apply. Therefore, the rating scale that is given to it is 5. That's how we do the evaluation in terms of legal impact for this particular environmental aspect. Let's take a look. How does it fare? So what we have now is, there you are, okay? So we have a magnitude of 10 for this particular aspect, which is dirty spill kit, okay? And we have got magnitude 8, sorry, rating 8 for severity. We've got 5 now, so there you are. We are getting closer to the middle of this evaluation. And if you're interested, you can look at diesel. We have got earlier videos, a similar topic. Diesel, how we get magnitude 3 and until we got a score, and diesel up to environmental performance evaluation has been done. Diesel as an input. Okay, so that's how our dashboard looks like. That is how we tabulate what is needed under ISO 14001 version 2015 is there. You've got environmental performance is tabulated. You've got risk and opportunities as per definition is tabulated as well. Okay, significance aspect, you could look at the score eventually. All right, so that's about it. Okay, until we meet in the next video where we'll look into business as an environmental impact to this company by virtue of the presence of dirty spill kit. We need to spur business. We need to use ISO 14001 for business sustainability. This is how I do it. So until we meet in the next video, I wish everybody Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.